Social gatherings are like unskippable side quests in the game of life, awkward, confusing, and entirely optional, yet somehow unavoidable. You're thrust into a room full of semi-familiar faces, all trying to outmaneuver the crushing weight of silence with weather updates and forced laughter. Have you ever noticed how we cling to our drinks at these things? Not because we're thirsty, but because holding a glass gives us purpose, like a shield against the overwhelming dread of small talk. Oh, the human condition where, "So what do you do?" becomes the modern-day equivalent of a gladiatorial battle. Picture this, you're at a coworker's holiday dinner, you've survived the gauntlet of forced smiles and obligatory small talk at the door, only to realize the real trial has just begun. The snack Sable calls you, not as sustenance but as a temporary refuge from the crushing weight of human interaction. You stand there pretending to deliberate over a carrot stick or a cracker, all while silently questioning if any of this even matters. Probably doesn't. Then it happens. Someone approaches, their eyes betray the faint glimmer of a conversation you want no part of. They start with, "So how's work?" and you wonder for a brief moment if you could fake a medical emergency and escape this living purgatory. The existential horror creeps in. This is it, isn't it? This is what life boils down to. Navigating dull exchanges with people you barely tolerate, all while nibbling on stale hors d'oeuvre. And as they drone on about their latest spreadsheet victory, your mind drifts. You think about the vast, cold universe, how our sun will eventually burn out, leaving humanity's achievements as cosmic dust. Yet here you are, nodding like you care about quarterly reports. Somewhere in the back of your mind, a voice whispers, "Rebel, reject the absurdity." But instead, you take another cracker and resign yourself to the void. Ooh, sorry, woke up feeling extra nihilistic today. And let's not forget the universally acknowledged rules of mingling. Don't stand in one spot for too long or risk becoming part of the furniture. But don't wander aimlessly either, nothing screams existential crisis like circling the room for no reason. Then there's the question of when to leave. You don't want to be the first because that's social heresy. But staying too long is worse because now you're that person who just doesn't know how to read the room. In the end, we're all just hostages of the invisible rulebook no one wrote. Here's the thing, it's nobody's fault and it's manageable once you realize your brain isn't really built for these situations. Neuroscientists have discovered that the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for social interactions, is working overtime at these gatherings. Analyzing every word, gesture, and micro-expression, it's exhausting. Combine that with the brain's natural bias for self-preservation and you're basically navigating a minefield of perceived judgment. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect, the false belief that everyone is paying more attention to you than they actually are. They're too busy worrying about their own awkwardness to care about yours. And then there's Franz Kafka, who would probably describe his coworker dinner as a scene straight out of one of his nightmares. Social gatherings are the bureaucracies of human interaction, an endless parade of unspoken rules and arbitrary customs designed to trap us in a loop of awkward compliance. The polite laugh, the carefully measured nod. Kafka would say it's like standing trial for a crime you don't understand, where the punishment is small talk with Susan from accounting. But maybe that's the point. These gatherings remind us of the absurdity of life itself, and it's no big deal. It's only a social game you have to play, it's meaningless, therefore harmless. For the banquet is not just of food, but of the self, the fragile remnants of who we are, desperately trying to be seen, to be recognized by the shadows of others. In these spaces, we are but actors in a play whose script was written long ago. Each one of us pretending to know our role, to care for the other's scripted line. And yet in the heart of it, we know this truth. This is not the true struggle of existence. No, it is a mere performance, a cruel jest where meaning flits through our fingers like smoke, leaving us with nothing but the desperate need to be seen. What is the human condition but a series of masquerades? We rise only to fall, only to rise again, as though each gathering might somehow offer the redemption we know it cannot. The cycle repeats as it always has, and we, in our hollow laughter, endure not because we wish to, but because we have not yet discovered the strength to defy the absurdity. In this world, the exchange of pleasantries becomes the cruelest form of survival. A relentless reminder that we are all bound by an invisible string, pulled through a maze of fleeting connections and endless repetitions. Despite their superficial nature, social gatherings play an essential role in human connection and emotional regulation. While it may feel like small talk and awkward glances are just distractions from existential dread, research suggests they serve a deeper evolutionary function. These gatherings are an opportunity for social bonding and the reinforcement of our place in a community. Psychologists who studied loneliness argue that social connection is vital to our psychological and physical well-being. The feeling of disconnection we sometimes experience in these settings is paradoxically a reflection of our deep need for connection. The act of enduring these gatherings, even if they seem trivial, can actually help us fulfill our intrinsic desire for belonging. Engaging in social gatherings, even when uncomfortable, strengthens your ability to navigate the complexities of human interaction. Over time, it builds social resilience, the ability to manage anxiety and awkwardness in social settings without being overwhelmed by them. Psychologist Amy Cuddy's research on body language suggests that adopting confident postures can make you feel more capable, even when the situation feels daunting. And finally, remember, holding a plate of snacks is not just a defense mechanism. It's an art form. Use it wisely.